Let's talk about Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Unfortunately, they will not be going to the Super Bowl because they just lost to the Kansas City Chiefs 32-29. They just can't get over the hump. And it happens with a lot of teams and it happens with a lot of players in every different sports league. It happens in the NBA and it has most definitely happened in the NFL. I compare this situation to what happened with Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers was just in a tough spot. He had Big Ben to worry about. He had to worry about Tom Brady, so many talented quarterbacks. And he was a very talented quarterback in his own right, but he always ran into better teams. And I look at the Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen this year. They blew out the Denver Broncos. Expected win. They went out there last week. They had a great win over the Baltimore Ravens. It did come down to a 2-point conversion play. Mark Andrews dropped the football. He fumbled earlier in the game, but you would have gave the Buffalo Bills a minute and 30 remaining on the clock. I do believe that Josh Allen would have led them down the field with either a touchdown or a walk-off field goal. But I look at the Buffalo Bills. They can defeat Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs in the regular season. It's just the postseason. And I always go back to that game when they pretty much had it won. Leslie Frazier was the defensive coordinator at the time. He called off coverage. Travis Kelce gets the team right in the field goal range. They go into overtime. Josh Allen didn't even see the football, and they lost that matchup. Just gut-wrenching loss year in and year out in the postseason. And this is not a situation to where I think they need to fire Coach Sean. They need to fire Joe Brady. They have terrific coaches. This is a great organization. This was supposed to be a rebuilding year for the Buffalo Bills, but Josh Allen elevated to the next level. He's an MVP candidate in the regular season, right next to Lamar Jackson. Did he have the greatest game last week against the Baltimore Ravens? No, he didn't. But they won that matchup. In today's game, he played his butt off against the Kansas City Chiefs. He did everything possible. He was getting hit and beat up majority of the time in open field. And they went away from the rushing attack early in the game. In the second half, they fed James Cook. They gave him the football 13 times. He had 85 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Josh Allen. Everyone gets on Josh Allen. They talk about him, how he fumbles the football, he throws interceptions. He didn't throw an interception in today's matchup. He had 2 passing touchdowns for 237 passing yards. He was 22 of 34 on the day. He did everything right. And when it came down to that last play on 4th down for the Buffalo Bills, he gets the football to Dalton Kincaid. He just couldn't come down with it. That's a tough catch. And I know a lot of people are going to say you have to catch that pass. It's tough. For one, Josh Allen's facing pressure. It's that delayed blitz. I don't understand why Khalil Shakir is in the backfield on a delayed route. That's bad play calling by Joe Brady, because you know when it's 3rd and deep, when it's 4th and deep, more than likely, they're going to send in that blitz. And they couldn't send in, and they sent in the blitz, and they didn't have the right protection for it. And Josh Allen delivered the football to Dalton Kincaid. He just couldn't come down with it. And their defense, when Christian went down at the cornerback position, everything went to hell. That's when everything in their defense went wrong. They couldn't stop the run. Isaiah Pacheco gets them a 1st down. They run the football again. They are in scoring range at that point to go out there and possibly kick another field goal. At least you try to get the football back. You have 2 timeouts remaining. Patrick Mahomes throws the football to the flat. The running back gets another 1st down. That ices out the game for the Buffalo Bills. Their defense could have played better. Yes. But you can say that with a lot of the games in the past with the Buffalo Bills in the last 4 matchups. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills are 0-4 against the Kansas City Chiefs in the postseason. And there is no shame in that. I want to see the Buffalo Bills get to the Super Bowl because their fan base is awesome. Look at what they did last week. They donated to Mark Andrews' charity. They understand how it is to deal with heartbreak. They always do things like this. When a player gets injured or when a player has a terrible play, they go out there, they donate to their charity. They send in nice messages. But to see the Buffalo Bills in this situation to go to the AFC Championship game, this is impressive. I know it's hard to come on here and to say, hey, they are still a great football team after they just lost to the Kansas City Chiefs in the way that they did, but they are a great team. They traded Stephon Diggs to the Houston Texans. They let Gabe Davis walk to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Those are your 2 top wide receivers. And you were depending on Khalil Shakir, who did break out last year. You're depending on Dalton Kincaid, who you selected in the 1st round. Dawson Knox, who you gave a contract extension to a few years ago. Keon Coleman, a rookie who will flourish in this system. Just give him time. In another year or two, he could be a top wide receiver, especially in the red zone situations. He has a body of a tight end, and he's supposed to come off the line. He's going to be a great 50-50 ball wide receiver in this league if he can stay healthy. He did miss time this year dealing with a wrist injury, but you let him get more time and let him get more chemistry with Josh Allen. He should be better as his career progresses. Amari Cooper, you made the trade to bring him in, so you basically had weapon by committee. The entire organization, they were done with the Stephon Diggs antics, going out there and asking for the football more, being upset when the team loses and he doesn't get over 7 to 8 catches in the matchup. And that was a good deal for the Bills because he wasn't able to finish out the entire season with the Houston Texans. Gabe Davis had big moments, but he also had a lot of drops. I was very impressed to see how Josh Allen played this year with Joe Brady at the offensive coordinator position. And it seems like he's going to be the offensive coordinator for next season. He just pulled himself out of the race for the New Orleans Saints. Now, it is a chance that he could go out there and take that job. We just saw Liam Cohen do that with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They thought he was going to come back. Instead, he said, no, I'm going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars job instead. Different circumstances because they fired the general manager. But right now, as it stands, Joe Brady is coming back. And I'll never forget when they had Ken Dorsey as their offensive coordinator. Josh Allen did not look right. Josh Allen was just in the middle of the pack in terms of quarterback play. And as we can see, Josh Allen is a top 5 quarterback in this league on a consistent basis. Ken Dorsey was terrible. They called up Joe Brady from quarterback's coach to offensive coordinator, and they went on a run for the rest of that season. The Buffalo Bills, they have talent. They have the culture. They just have to find a way to defeat the Kansas City Chiefs when it matters the most. When I look at this defense, Von Miller, he should be counting his days. And I'm not saying this because I hate Von Miller. Von Miller's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Super Bowl MVP, won another Super Bowl with the Los Angeles Rams. He's a 2 Super Bowl champion. He tore his ACL. He hasn't been the same player. He's a rotational pass rusher now. They didn't pay Von Miller all of that money to just be a rotational pass rusher. And that's when the Buffalo Bills went all in. When they brought in Von Miller, they had all those pieces with Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis. It didn't work out. So to see them still contend in the AFC is impressive. But Von Miller, he should be off this team after this season if they can save money. You have AJ Epineza. I believe right now he's a better pass rusher. Greg Rousseau is a very good player in his own right. 8 sacks on the season, 3 forced fumbles. I like Ed Oliver a lot. He's one of the best interior defensive linemen that you can have, especially against the run. And their secondary with Rasul Douglas, Teron Johnson, very good players, especially Teron Johnson. Teron Johnson is the definition of a do-it-all nickel cornerback. Can stop the run, very good in coverage. He does everything for you on the back end. Just when Christian went down, that's when you saw this entire defense take another turn for the worst. Christian Benford is very good with the Buffalo Bills, and he was needed in tonight's matchup. DeMar Hamlin looked very good in the playoff run, and DeMar Hamlin in the past has dealt with his own struggles. He collapsed on the field just a couple of years ago against the Cincinnati Bengals, so to see him come back and play very well, that's impressive. They also moved off of Jordan Poyer, and Jordan Poyer was a very good safety with the Buffalo Bills for many years. And you had Micah Hyde also. So he went out there, they switched out the veterans for some younger players, and usually it's a massive drop-off. This team was just in the AFC Championship game. And they did miss Taylor Rapp today. Taylor Rapp has given up some big plays in the past, but he is still one of the best safeties on this team. He's a starter for a reason. Matt Milano missed a good portion of this season. He's dealt with injuries in the past. He's a very good run-stopping linebacker. And you have Bernard. He's another good player. The Buffalo Bills will be okay. They just can't get over the hump that is called the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. They can defeat the Baltimore Ravens. The Cincinnati Bengals right now, in the past, they've given the Bengals a lot of problems. In the past, they've given the Bills a lot of problems, But I look at the Bills right now, you're not far off. You could go out there in free agency, you can make some moves, bring in another wide receiver, but let those guys grow. Amari Cooper is scheduled to be a free agent. You can bring him back on a cheap year deal, or you can let him walk to a different team. I don't know what the next move is for the Buffalo Bills, honestly. They're not going to fire anyone. The general manager has done a terrific job. You have a franchise quarterback in this league. Not too many teams can say that. You have a great head coach, Sean McDermott. I know right now you may look at Sean and say, man, your defense is terrible. Why is Patrick Mahomes having 3 total touchdowns on the day? Patrick Mahomes has done this a lot in his career to other teams. He's went out there against top 5 defenses and he's had 3 to 4 passing touchdowns. It happens to the best of them. But I go back to the Buffalo Bills. Their best chance was this year and a couple of years ago when they were up with just 13 seconds left. It seems like this organization is cursed. They went to 3 Super Bowls in a row and they could not come out with one. And they're right there yet again. And they just can't get to the dance. They have everything that it takes to win a Super Bowl with a franchise quarterback, weapons by committee. James Cook is a very good running back, a solid offensive line. But sometimes in this league, being good is just not good enough. And we've seen this in the past with other quarterbacks, like I mentioned before with Phillip Rivers. Sometimes you can be very good quarterback, you can be one of the best in the league. But when you run into teams like the Kansas City Chiefs, when you run into quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes, that's just how it happens. I have nothing but love for the Buffalo Bills. But let me know in the comment section below, how do you guys feel about the Buffalo Bills and what should they do moving forward? And I will say this. It was a QB sneak play. They went for it on 4th down. Coach Sean was very aggressive in this matchup. I love that. You had to be aggressive against the Kansas City Chiefs. And for everyone that is saying that he was being too aggressive, these would be the same people that would come on here and kill Todd Bowles because he did not go for 2 in that game against the Chiefs on Monday night. So being aggressive is the best way to go out there and beat this organization. But they went for it. It was a QB sneak play. They ruled it a 1st down. Then they said upon further review, they took it back. I think that was a 1st down. And I have no dog in this fight. I'm a neutral guy when it comes to the Bills, when it comes to the Chiefs. Personally, I thought that was a 1st down. Maybe I'm wrong. But if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, want each and every last one of you guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for the video, guys. God bless. Peace.